Well, I got home.
Is that because I'm getting old, or is it just because the way it is?
I think that's just the way it is. You're definitely not getting old.
Well, I am.
Well,
I
you
am.
are, but
It's
yeah,
not you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I got home at 6 o'clock this morning. I was back up again at 9, half 9, and I just haven't stopped since.
Welcome to my world, as you already know.
Yeah. It's
Don't stop, isn't it?
it's just non-stop. But yeah, I wouldn't change it for anything.
100%. As always, we welcome your interaction, participation. You can do that by calling us on 01733 602 133. Text on 07411 191 062, or comment on any of the live stream online apps, which is Facebook, YouTube, X, or Twitch.
Yes.
This week on Wealth Made Simple, we're carrying on last week's conversation, and we'll be covering some more items or issues on leverage,
Positioning,
differentiation, and we might even get to some of the other points that we talked about last week in terms of standing out and being different.
Yeah, we might do.
But
it depends if you can stay on track, because I always stay on track.
You will stick on track, and I go down these rabbit holes, and I always take you off track, and guilty as charged, and you're always very disciplined.
That's exactly how it is.
That's right.
And everyone listening knows that to be the truth, right?
It's all my fault. It's all my fault. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kieron.
I never go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah. But I mean, positioning, just in case there's anybody listening who wasn't here last week, and obviously can go back and listen to that particular episode. But it's so powerful, isn't it, Kieron, as a concept?
Yeah. If you're going to take advice from someone, you take advice from someone that you know, like, trust, and you believe in what they're saying. You're not going. The best will in the world, and I don't mean this to sound derogatory in any way, shape, or form, but you're not going to take financial advice from somebody who's broke. You're not going to take business advice from someone who's never been in business or knows nothing about business. You're not going to take doctor's advice from Karen at the end of the road who's only ever seen it on, Google search. So, but if you go to, Dr. Philip...
Dr. Google.
Yeah. But you go to someone who's done the hard miles, they've put in the work, they've got their PhD, they've got their doctorate.
A proper real doctor,
qualified doctor. When they say, you need to take these because you're not very well, you go, okay, I need to take those because I'm not very well. You trust them because they have that position, and their positioning is one of authority. You implicitly trust what they're telling you. You might question it sometimes, but you still trust it.
I think it's good to question, isn't it?
It is good to question, but
more often than not, the majority of people, including me, by the way, seldom if ever do we question an expert like a doctor.
Exactly. But why is that?
Because we have implicit trust
in their position,
in their position,
and their positioning,
their competence, their qualifications, their ability, and obviously the longer we know them, the more we trust them. Just like in any other scenario, and that's understandable. Because I mean, I don't think I've talked about this on any of these episodes, but there's a pyramid and a triangle in terms of authority.
Yes. Yes, I know of what you speak.
And it's easier when I draw it out on a flip chart, because as you know,
a flip chart
sorts problems out.
You love a flip chart.
Because whenever I go to speak and say, you're talking for 2 hours, how many slides do you have? I don't have any slides. Oh, what do you want? 18 pens and 6 flip charts or pieces of paper on a flip chart. I'm going to go through all of them in the next
and
2
you
hours.
really will.
And
you turn around
because I want to
go on the back of the page.
I'm being efficient. But at the bottom, you have people of that particular triangle stroke pyramid, people who are generalists. Then you move up, okay, and a smaller percentage are specialists. And then you move up, and a smaller percentage are experts. And you move up, and a smaller percentage are authorities. And authority, just keep it simple, is someone who's written a book, who speaks or openly on stage, elsewhere, on social media about a particular topic, and they are perceived to be an authority. On top of that, you have somebody who's a celebrity, so someone who's well known in that particular industry or niche, as a person who's an expert and is credible and has written books and is a speaker and has written articles, journals, so on and so forth. And right at the top of the pyramid, at the pinnacle, which is a very small number of people, they have the power to prescribe.
Yes.
What that means is when they say something, like your doctor giving you a prescription, once they've diagnosed what the problem is and what the symptoms are, say, here you go, you need X medication, go to your pharmacist or a pharmacist and take this medication, unless they obviously refer you to a specialist or the hospital or a consultant. You follow whatever they say to you.
Yes.
And in business, you want to get to a position where you have the power to prescribe. Kieron Bateman, this is the problem, the issue. This is how you fix it. And here's the 4 steps you need to take to fix this problem. Go away and fix it. Come back in 6 weeks' time or whatever. And we're going to sit down, review, reflect, okay, edit, amend, change, and then see which direction you're taking. Off you go.
It's like a personal trainer for your business.
It is, yeah.
Personal. You come in. Yeah. I can see that you haven't done much before. You need to learn this. Okay, we'll start small. We'll do this. Come back to me in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
We'll see how you're getting on. Exactly the same thing.
Yeah. But you have to do the hard miles,
yes,
the hard yards before you get there, including having enough collateral in terms of information where you can prove that you are an authority and a celebrity and you're credible, which obviously, as I've said earlier, comes with books, information on social media, writing in articles, journals, publications, having your own blog possibly, having written books, being referenced by other people in the industry as somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So there's quite a bit that goes there, and all of that links you. Because I mean, today, Kieron, somebody will come to me and say to me, "Oh, Kieron said you know what you're talking about," and Kieron works on, for example, social media or whatever. So he's doing some work with me, and I said, "Oh, as you know, I'm working in the world of property. Can you recommend somebody to help me with, let's say, stamp duty, land tax? Go and see Shaz."
Yeah.
And then you basically, because you've got an understanding with them, you've worked with them, let's say, for the last 2 years, you transfer that trust over to me that you have with them, because you know I'll do a good job.
Yeah.
And then when they come to me, half the job is already done. Because you said use Shaz, they want to use me. What they want to be sure is, can I work with Shaz? Is he the kind of guy I can get on with? Because obviously, people need to feel comfortable with you. Does that make sense?
It absolutely does. And I think something that a lot of people make the mistake of doing, and I'm as guilty of it as anyone, is when you're in a situation where you are the expert and you haven't built that trust with someone yet, and you say, "Trust me, I do know what I'm doing." And people really struggle with that. When you say "trust me," instantly they go, maybe I shouldn't trust you. They start questioning things. Now, and like I say, I'm as guilty as anyone of doing that. But now what I tend to do is go, okay, I hear your concerns, but let's just do this, and then you can give me feedback afterwards. And that way, you're not saying that you're right, but you're saying, let's do it my way. And then if you don't like it, we can have a conversation.
And positioning and included in everything that you've talked about and I've talked about so far this evening and obviously last week.
Yep.
What position do they see you in? Do they see you as a high authority, as somebody that they should look up to, somebody they should believe, know, like, trust, have faith in?
If you're begging someone to trust you, you don't have that position.
Yeah, exactly. So your information out there, to keep it very simple, I'm trying to simplify it as much as I can, should demonstrate your expertise.
Yeah.
And that's how powerful positioning is.
Yeah, it really is.
It really is. I think, to be fair, most people don't know about this because they don't think about positioning.
No.
It's only when you come across something, oh, this is a concept, is it? This is something that I should know about.
Well, I mean,
it's so powerful.
At a very basic level, if I go into a room and meet someone for the first time and I'm sat behind a desk, I will stand to meet them.
And so do I.
But why?
From my point of view,
Yep, go for it.
from how I've been brought up, is if you shake hands with somebody, stand up and shake hands with them to show them respect.
Yeah.
And when you do so, you can obviously give them eye contact, give them a firm handshake, and it shows that you are being respectful.
Yeah.
That's what I was told.
Yeah, and to expand on that a little bit, I was taught that if you stand up to meet someone, it shows that you're prepared to make an effort, because it does take an effort, and it puts you both on an initial equal playing field because you're eye to eye.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to cut across to films now.
Okay.
Right, just to demonstrate the same thing. When someone is in a position of power in a film, and they hold absolute authority, camera angles look up at them. Everyone looks up to them.
I heard Michael Caine talk about this.
Yeah. When the character or the camera angle is looking down on an individual, you're looking down. So if you think back to, when you're at school or what have you, teachers have authority because they stand at the front of a class while everyone else sits down. So you're always having to look up to them. It's a small psychological thing.
Same with speakers.
Speakers stand on the stage.
We have a platform, slightly raised.
Yeah.
And we're standing up. They're all sat down. Mostly we're looking down at them, but we're looking down towards them.
Yes, yeah.
And then there's a line of authority which separates them from us.
Yep.
They're
on that side. We're on this side.
That's right.
Yeah,
you're right, 100%.
And it's that.
And that's all positioning, by the way.
That is all positioning.
And I think you and I were talking about it, and this is not a rabbit hole. This is all to do with positioning. I think you and I were talking about it 2 or 3 episodes ago about going to court. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And how a judge or the tribunal or a number of judges are sat higher up.
Yep.
You're sat right down there, and they say to you, stand, and you stand there, and the judge says to you, Mr. Bateman, you can now take a seat.
Yes.
You're following his or her or
orders.
their instruction.
Yep.
Okay? And you have the right of audience, so you sit down, and then when you're finished, the judge will say, Mr. Bateman, you can now stand.
Yep.
You stand, you can now go. Because you're following instructions, you're being told. Whatever the judge says, that's how it works in this particular room.
Yeah, and throughout the entire proceeding.
That's positioning.
Yeah, throughout the entire proceeding, you have permission to speak. I grant you permission to speak.
And it's your worship in the magistrate's court, your honour in a crown court, so on and so forth, or sir, or madam.
Yep.
Okay?
It's all positioning.
That makes sense. So you're always referencing them with a particular title, which isn't their name.
Yeah.
It's a title. It's all positioning.
Yeah, it really is.
And the way that you're brought in, you go there, you file your, say, I've turned up, and the usher takes you in, sits you down. The whole thing, if you think about it, very
well choreographed.
Okay. The judge doesn't come out that says, oh, hello, Mr. Bateman, or hi, your name's Kieron. Come on, let's walk inside. You never get to meet them.
No.
Because it's to do with positioning and authority.
Yeah.
And the same happens everywhere, whether if you were to meet the King, Charles, his Majesty the King, same thing would happen there. Even when they hand out particular between the King's honours, okay,
the roll call,
certain honours. You see, the King is slightly higher up there, isn't he?
Yeah.
On whether we call it a
dais,
podium or whatever you call
podium.
it. Okay? Okay, slightly higher up, and you're slightly down there. It's all positioning, nothing else. You're not on the same level, and they're making that very clear. And that's called positioning.
Yeah, I mean, old film, Charmaine, The King and I.
Yeah.
Nobody's head shall be higher than the King's.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
it is.
It's positioning.
People can't fully understand and recognize this, and the whole thing goes with. And again, I'm hoping this is helpful, because you and I have obviously thought about this and said, well, what is happening? The President of the United States walks in. There's an entourage. There's 5 or 6 cars, those beasts.
Yeah.
You don't know which one he's in. Okay, the door gets opened. He then walks out. Security in front, security behind. Everything else, where he or she sits. It's always been a he, by the way, so far. So where he sits, the way that things are done.
Yeah.
It's all to do with positioning, nothing else.
If you ever got yelled at as a child because you were in trouble
All the time.
yeah, you and me both. Did you ever have that moment where you were sat down and the parental figure was stood over you? And that's just so intimidating, isn't it? And
Even at school,
Even at school,
in my earlier days, with the teachers,
they just stand
you
over you.
Get a good hairdryer treatment, a good roasting.
Yeah. And but when someone stands over you, you're instantly intimidated.
And this stuff doesn't happen by chance.
No,
This is
not
by
at all.
design.
Yes, yeah, really is.
Yeah. Even the way, and again, I hope this is helpful too. When you're a speaker, the way that you're introduced, and the things that are said about you, and the way that you walk on, and please now stand up. Okay, and I give a huge round of applause to Mr. Kieron Bateman. Standing up, applauding you while you walk on stage shows respect. Does that make sense? It's all positioning, nothing else.
I mean, do we think it's a coincidence that your theme tune is simply the best?
No, because I just copied that from Chris Eubank, because I was a wonderful boxer in the 90s, and I like Tina Turner.
Yep, fair.
That's a beautiful name. Yeah. When I become the best, I'll let you know. I'm working
I've still got a lot to learn before I'm the
I'm
best.
working towards it. On that note, I think we've positioning reasonably well. So then
I think we could do better.
we could do more. We could do more. Yeah. That was my teacher's remarks. Shazad, as I was called then, you can do better.
Yep.
Yeah.
My teachers always used to say, Kieron has a lot of potential. He could do so much more if he wasn't so busy distracting everyone else.
Yeah.
And it used to want... And, I mean, it's benefited me now because part of what I do on the daily now requires me to talk and listen at the same
You've
time.
not learned a single thing. Because on this, every week here, you distract me and take me down a rabbit hole.
I know, right? But my job, my primary job now requires me to listen and talk at the same time. Yeah. And I've always been able to do that.
You do two things together.
I can do two things at once.
You're special, you are.
Very, very special. You have no idea. But this is the thing, is I could do that as a kid. And that's what my teachers used to comment is, not everyone else can talk and listen at the same time. Because they used to try and catch me out, because I'd be talking and they'd be like, and what did I just say? And I'd be able to repeat to them what they just said. And they'd just be like, not everyone else can listen and talk, Mr. Bateman.
Yeah.
Close your mouth, open your ears. One mouth, two ears.
And I'm sure you've heard it, so have I. You've got two ears and one tongue for a reason. Listen at least twice as much as you talk. And there's a lot of wisdom in that.
There is. You've got two eyes, two ears. You should look,
observe and
listen.
Yeah. At least twice as much, if not more. On that note, last week we finished on talking about the power of positioning, and we were talking about enhanced customer perception, and a good segue to that now is in order to improve your positioning, focus on having customer feedback and testimonials.
Yes.
So I'll allow you to, not allow, but I'll request that you focus on video testimonials very quickly, and I'll talk about written testimonials.
Did you see how he positioned himself there? I'll allow you to.
I request as a request. Yeah.
No, I saw the positioning. I understand who's in charge here.
The reason why I have a black mic and you have a red one, the black's in charge.
I understand who's in charge. It's fine. Yes, boss. I will start talking about video. Can I talk about video testimonials now?
You can sit now and speak. Yeah.
No, but on a serious
note, I did
note,
that on purpose, by the way. Go on.
Everything you do is on purpose. But on a serious note, video testimonials are so powerful, not just because it endorses someone, and it can be someone you've never met before that endorses someone, and you still take a degree of information from that, but it's also mass social proof. If someone you don't know, because we all think roughly the same way, broadly speaking. I know, different views and what have you, but broadly speaking, we all think roughly the same way. Yeah. How much would it take for me to put a video of myself on a business's website or in a business's email saying how great that business is? They're going to have to do something special I mean, really
Yeah,
special.
yeah, you're right, 100%.
Because, someone can send me out a survey and say, did you like whatever it is you purchased? Did you like the service you got? I might, if you're lucky, if you catch me in the right mood, yeah, it was okay. And never think of it again. But to get me to put my thoughts down in a video, that's massively powerful.
I'm telling you, Kieran.
Because you think about it and then you go, well, how much would it take for me to do that? But they've done that.
I tell you, I saw that a few times in the past when some phenomenal speakers on stage, okay, where when they're speaking and sharing a story, you could hear a pin drop at a particular stage in that particular story, and they just have you for 45 to 60 minutes, and you're on that journey with them. They come off stage, and the camera's in front of their face, and they freeze. You think, how did that happen?
Yeah.
They had 500 people in the room.
In the palm of their hand.
I was there, palm of their hand, okay. We followed everything. You're following every single step they're taking on stage, forward, left, right, behind, okay. You're following every single movement, and you're on the emotional journey. This is superb. If you learn to become a speaker and you watch that in action, this is wonderful. And they come off stage for some reason, someone from the AV says, a quick video, please. And they freeze.
Yeah.
That's when I realized speaking on camera is so much harder than speaking to an audience from my point of view. And as you know, I'm reasonably okay on stage. On a camera, I'm not as good as I am on stage.
I would argue you are excellent on stage and you are good on camera.
But
I agree, you are so much better face to face.
Yeah, because when I'm on stage, I'm talking to people, I'm seeing them.
But there's that energy, that back and forth.
Yeah, that's right. And the camera, I was thinking, I'm talking to myself, which I'm not. But I've not mastered that. I don't try hard enough. I'm just being honest about it. But it's so much different. And now to take that to somebody who doesn't even speak to an audience, isn't a public speaker, is probably afraid of speaking, but they're a loyal client to you, or customer, or patient, and you think, can you do a video testimonial? They're taking a huge leap to do something for you that they are extremely uncomfortable doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you're right. It's something really powerful.
Yeah, no, it really is. And so that there are two types of video testimonials. One is more powerful than the other in the emotional support that's gone into it, but I think they both have very, very powerful results. So the first type is you're at an event and the speaker's just done their speak. Everyone's enthused. Everyone's got that energy, and everyone's up there. And then that's when you catch the customer and you go, okay, so you've just watched Shaz speak. Tell me what you thought about it. And you just do it. And they're like, yeah, no, I really took a lot of good...
That's the best time. Yeah, that's right.
It's the best time to get... And that's really, really powerful. Now, take that energy away, put that person in their home. Are they going to give you that same testimonial? Probably not, in all honesty, let's be honest.
Because they're not as energized.
But if you get sent a video testimonial from someone from their home on their phone, and they've emailed in and they've gone, just wanted to say what you did for me was phenomenal.
That's right.
Not only do they not have the buzz and the energy of a live event, they're doing this at home in their own time. They've thought about this. That is just game changing.
It is, you're right.
As far as testimonials go, that is the strongest testimonial you can get, in my opinion.
And apart from a face-to-face conversation, that's, I think, the second most powerful
Agreed.
Medium of demonstrating your authority and your positioning.
Yeah.
If you've got 50, for example, I'm just making the number up, okay, or numerous or significant number of video testimonials on your website, on your social media channels, then people think, well, if these people are saying they're good, they must be good.
Yeah.
And if they've got that many testimonials, by the way, then I agree they must be good.
Yeah.
Because people aren't going to make those
instant
testimonials
social proof.
Absolutely. On that note, we're about to go to a very quick break.
God,
please make sure, I know it is always good, you join us after the break, but we're going to talk about more concepts to do with positioning, which we hope is going to help you leverage your position in the marketplace. See you very shortly.
You're listening to Peterborough's community radio, Salam Radio. Salam Radio. 106.2 FM.
2020 World Buffet is inspired by the best foods from around the world. See our teppanyaki chefs grill your food to order, or choose delicious Indian, Italian, Chinese, Mexican dishes and British favourites, all halal. 2020 World Buffet offers you unlimited food at a set price. Open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Catering, wedding and party services available too. Call 01733 566 320 or visit 2020buffet.co.uk. 2020 World Buffet, 35 New Road, Peterborough, PE1 1FJ.
Are you a savvy shopper searching for the best food deals? Look no further. Adams Cash and Carry can help you save big. We're not just a food wholesaler for takeaways and restaurants. We also welcome household customers at our warehouse in Westwood, Peterborough. Visit our website and enjoy wholesale prices on everything from drinks to flour, rice to burgers and much more. To shop, go online and collect in store. Visit adamscashandcarry.co.uk today to start your savings spree.
Craving authentic Desi flavors? Look no further than Desi Restaurant. From midday until 1 in the morning, enjoy our homemade specialties that will transport your taste buds. Indulge in tantalizing papri chaat and savor the rich Chersi Kadahi. Treat your friends to our fresh 1 kilogram Chersi lamb handi. Plus, get 2 12-inch pizzas for $11.95. Located at 298 Lincoln Road, we deliver from lunchtime until 1 a.m. Call 01733 555 795 now to order and experience Desi Restaurant's flavors.
Masterminds Tuition Academy is for your high schoolers, your something to provers, your subject strugglers and keen learners, your brave jumpers and fist pumpers. Affordable personalised learning plans are delivered through our centres in schools across Peterborough. But not to worry, we also provide online and home visits with flexible timings. Whether it is maths, English, science or 11 plus, Masterminds is a must. Find us on all socials and visit our website mastermindstuitionacademy.com or call us on 07516 166 003. Masterminds, master the matrix.
Satisfy your cravings at Ibrahimi Buffet Restaurant. Enjoy a tantalizing variety of Chinese, Italian, Pakistani and comfort food favourites from starters to desserts. Kids under 5 dine for free, so bring the whole family to our location at 63 Sycamore Avenue. Open every day from 5 p.m. till 10:30 p.m. Call us on 01733 313131 or book online to reserve your table. Ibrahimi-restaurant.co.uk. Every bite is a delight at Ibrahimi Buffet Restaurant.
Whether you visit the Berry Furniture Showroom at 78B Fengate in Peterborough or view and buy online, you'll be amazed at the quality and style you could enjoy in your home. With beds from just £299 and complete 3-2-1 sofa sets from less than £1,000, you'll also be amazed at their wholesale prices too. Plus, there's a 1-year free warranty on sofas and beds, subject to conditions. Find out more, click on Berry, that's BERRE furniture.co.uk or call 01733 300 517.
For the top pizza in Peterborough, visit Top's Pizza. Established in 1988 for delicious pizzas with freshly made dough daily. View the extensive and mouthwatering menu online at topspizza.co.uk. Then choose from traditional tasty toppings, something different, or create your own with fresh 100% halal meats, salads, veg, and a great choice of sides too. Call into Top's Pizza, 52 Broadway, PE1 1SB. Call 01733 913 775 or order online for delivery or collection.
Peterborough's community radio station, Salam Radio, 106.2 FM.
Assalamu alaikum. You're listening to Salam Radio 106.2 FM. I'm your host Shaz Nawaz and I have in the studio with me
Kieron Bateman.
And we're talking about positioning, but before we go into detail on that, as always, we welcome your participation and your interaction. You can do that by calling on 01733 602 133. Although people don't really call in nowadays, do they? They usually use some of the live streams or text us on. I think I should be saying WhatsApp us because WhatsApp's more popular than texting, isn't it? But
it is much more popular.
Same thing. 07411 191 062 or comment on any of the live streams on social media, which are Facebook, YouTube, X or Twitch. If you've rejoined us, thank you for doing so.
Welcome back.
And if you've joined us or tuned in just now, thank you and welcome to Wealth Made Simple. And this week, we're following on from last week's topic, which is positioning.
Power of positioning.
And we've talked quite a lot last week and in the first half today about how to establish positioning and more so the importance of it. So you were talking about video testimonial. Before I talk about written testimonial, is there anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. Look, at the end of the day, you want a real life example of positioning, right? I would happily give a video testimonial for Shaz.
Thank you, Kieron. I'll pay you later.
Thanks, I appreciate that. No, but seriously, I would. But also, before we started doing this show together, I would wager.
Oh, we started together, did we?
Well, I said before we started doing this together. Before that, Shaz did this on his own. And Wealth Made Simple has always been Shaz's show. Shaz brought me on board, and because of his authority, by proxy, my position is already stronger. Because Shaz trusts me and trusts my opinion and trusts what I say and knows that I'm not going to say something that leads someone down a rabbit hole or does something wrong. I mean, I might lead you down a rabbit hole.
Mate, you've been just as good, if not better, on many of the topics because you've done a lot of research, the hard work, and you've taken it seriously.
Yeah.
But I knew you would do that, hence why I said, come along and let's do it together.
Yeah. But that's my point, though, is...
You earned the right.
I have position, but I started with position because of you.
Yeah.
Because I leveraged your authority to gain 100%, position.
Yeah. You make a good point, yeah. I think, and this happens a lot. And again, slightly rabbit hole, but Tony Robbins, if anybody doesn't know him, Google him.
Okay, he's massive.
He's probably the world's leading coach, mentor.
Yeah. I really want to go to one of his events.
He's brilliant. Oh, then next time he's down in Docklands, we'll go.
Okay.
It's a weekend thing.
I mean,
you'll love it. Life changing. And Tony actually worked with a guy called Jim Rohn.
Yes. Yeah. Heard of him.
And leveraged him.
Yeah.
And then got onto TV to talk about Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah.
Which is you talked about this before. And that's when he became famous. But he had to do the hard yards and the groundwork to work with Jim Rohn and then go on stage. And then he was picked to do this. There's this 28-minute adverts on American TV called infomercials. He used to do one of those. And that's, I think that was back in the late 80s, if my memory serves me correctly.
Yes, it is.
And that's when Tony started becoming Tony, and then obviously went up. But you're right, he leveraged somebody else's expertise first and was rubbing shoulders with them and said, oh, well, if Tony hangs around with Jim, Tony must be good.
Yeah.
Now, Tony may have been useless, by the way, but just because of his association with Jim, as you've said, he was elevated.
Yeah, and I mean, it turns
a very
out
good point, by the way,
Tony's phenomenal.
Excellent.
Yeah. But Dean Graziosi.
Yeah.
Works for Tony. Works with Tony now.
Yeah, and
used to work for Tony. Now works with Tony.
Mm-hmm.
And he has authority because Tony has authority. Because of that association.
Make it even easier. Okay? Because it's so powerful, we're going down rabbit holes. It's, I think, reasonably well known. If Oprah invites you, to do an interview or to interview you, pretty much if you have a business, your business is going to change for many good reasons.
Yep.
Why? Because you're on the Oprah Winfrey show. So you must be somebody worthy of following, listening to, okay? And basically, you've now made it, okay, because you're so good, you're an expert, you've got some form of credibility.
Yep. Well, I mean,
does that make sense?
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because there are some people that apply for entrepreneurs that apply to be on a very specific show.
Yes.
With no intention of working with anyone on that show, but they go there because it gets their name known.
100%.
And suddenly they've got angel investors coming out of their ear rolls to help them with their business just by association, because they had an idea that was good enough to get onto Dragon's Den.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you have seen, heard, met people who said, I went on to Dragon's Den and that changed my business.
Yeah.
Because the dragons may not invest, but somebody else saw the show, said, that's a good idea. I'm doing something which is very similar. Or I've got some cash I can invest. Let me go and approach Kieron now. I'll do some work with you.
Well, I mean, I worked years ago now with one of the current dragons. I helped, put on shows that promoted their products. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say who, so I'm not going to say anything about.
I don't think it's an issue, but yeah.
But I don't know. But yeah, when they were doing shopping telly and craft products, I'm sure you all know who I mean. I was at.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
I was at that same shopping channel doing those shows, working on those shows.
Yeah.
Doing cameras, lighting, sound, directing, vision mixing. So
she's a wonderful dragon.
Yes, she is. Lovely human being as well.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? It's fascinating how
it is.
But like with everyone, Success Leaves Clues, they've put in the hard yards. So much work has gone into getting to where they are.
Yeah, and Oprah's not going to interview you unless there's good reason.
Yeah, exactly.
So either you're really famous anyway, and you've done something where Oprah invites you to talk about that,
or you've put in the hard yard.
Or you put the hard yard and says we should talk about what you're doing.
But Oprah has that positioning power.
She does.
She really, really does.
She does. And there's others as well, but she's reasonably well known. So that's video, and then of course with video, one of the things that you talk about a lot, Kieron, which is powerful, is you can actually build a story.
Yes.
So let's say I've helped your business, or let's say you helped my business. So you come in.
I do hope so.
Yeah, of course. And you come in and say, Shaz, we're going to come to your office, your warehouse, your premises, and we're going to film around there, and then talk about how you started, and we're going to show the what you're selling and some of your team members in action doing the work, and the cars outside or whatever you've got outside, inside. Maybe talk a bit about your family, humanize it, make it real. Build a story, and then talk about how we met, where we met, why we met, who we met through, again, referrals and testimonials and recommendations, and then we'll talk about the work we've done together. And now, Kieron, you built a story.
Yeah.
That's an even more powerful testimonial, isn't it? A registered testimonial.
Yeah. But to expand on that further, and it's something we've discussed at length in the car on our trips, many, many trips.
While you're driving and I'm sleeping, yeah?
There is a reason. I mean, how many Batman films are there? How many Batmans have you met? Not met personally, but met on the big screen.
A fair few, yeah. Fair few.
What? Val Kilmer, Michael Keaton, George Clooney,
Adam West,
Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, and Robert Pattinson. Keaton,
yeah.
Yep. So that's 7 different Batmans that I've named. That 7 different people who have played Batman. How many of those people that have played Batman, their first film was the origin story of Batman?
All of them.
The origin story. Why? Why do we need to know where he came from? Why can't we just... He's been around for years. Everyone knows the origin story. Let's get on with some...
The backstory is so important, isn't it?
The backstory is what makes you human. The backstory is what makes people trust you.
People need to know what makes Batman Batman.
Yeah.
Parents were killed. That's why he stands up to justice or injustice.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Exactly.
Same with Superman.
And it's exactly the same in business.
Yeah.
Where did you come from? Where did you start?
That creates a human connection.
Yeah, and it's something that, going back on point to positioning, that you do in shows.
Yeah.
When you're talking, you don't just talk from the stage. You get down and go into the audience.
Yeah. To be one of them.
Yeah.
We're on the same level. We're similar in many ways. I might know a bit more about the topic I'm talking about, but
other than that, we're all human.
And you know, I talk about this a lot in terms of marketing. Meet them where they are, and then take them on a journey.
Yeah.
Because if people don't meet you where they are, I think this person's on a different place or space.
Yeah.
They don't understand me. They don't get me. They don't speak my language. They don't dress like me. They don't talk like me. They don't understand my problems. How can they help me if they haven't been or don't recognize or don't appreciate or don't acknowledge where I am right now? And
exactly.
So powerful. Whether that's right or not, it doesn't matter. That's how people think.
And some of the training I've done with some people, I've said to them before, because these are public speakers and they're talking to people and they're talking about making hundreds of thousands, millions of pounds. Yeah, this can change your life. This could make you a millionaire. Okay, great. I'm currently getting paid minimum wage. $1 million's a lot of money. That blows my mind. That blows my mind.
Yeah.
Okay, well, tell you what. How would you like to make an extra £200 a week? Okay, yeah. Let's get you to £200 a week. That's £800. That's almost £1,000 a month. Let's up it to £250 a week. That is £1,000 a month.
Mm.
So suddenly you're telling someone, okay, I'm coming to you. Let's make it an extra £1,000 a month. £250 a week. We'll put in the work and we'll get you there. Suddenly that £250 a week becomes £500 a week. Well, £500 a week is £2,000. Okay, so now I'm going to lay something on you. What you've just done is you have doubled your income. Oh no, you're right, I have. Right, now come on this journey with me.
100%, yeah.
And we'll go from doubling your income to 10xing it. But we're not going to do it straight away. It's going to take time. We're going to put the work in. And we're not going to do it straight. We're going to start from doubling this to doubling this again.
And they believe you partly because of the work you've done for them so far, but partly because of your positioning.
Exactly.
Back to it. Do you want to quickly share that story about when you were in Dubai or Abu Dhabi during New Year's
Yes,
Eve or
so,
New Year's
so
this year? What happened
last year I went to Ras Al Khaimah and helped them put on their New Year's Eve fireworks show. It was an amazing experience.
I bet it was.
Absolutely amazing.
They don't do it in halves, do they?
Oh, absolutely not. I think we got 3 world records while we were out there.
Wow.
World's longest continuous drone show, or line of drones. It was about 4 kilometers long.
Wow.
It was massive. But anyway, I digress. When we finished, we had to pack up. We had to go get everything officiated by Guinness. All of this. So there was a lot of work after the show to do. So we didn't finish until 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. Obviously, we wanted to after party because we've been working hard. But
So you wanted a pint of water?
Yep.
And Ras Al Khaimah?
Yep.
Yeah.
But everywhere was shut. They'd shut because, there's that time. Now, our production manager, great guy, basically went up to the bar and was like, yeah, but the man in charge, he says you're open. And they were like, okay, we're open. And it was very civil. It was very simple. Yeah. And I mean, I'll be honest, they were still serving breakfast. They started serving breakfast while we were still enjoying ourselves.
Your manager, boss, colleague obviously knew the sheikh.
Yes.
And the sheikh
said, yep.
Open the doors for them.
Open
And
the
that's
doors.
power and positioning and authority, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And
And
no one questioned it. Everyone just went, okay, we're going to continue working. And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal experience.
And that's the same here. Obviously, it wouldn't happen in this country. It was extremely rare it would happen. But let's say you had a restaurant and you're serving food and you close at 2 a.m. for whatever reason, okay?
Yeah.
And I walk in there at 5 to 2 and say, sorry, Shaz, last order's already gone. And the phone rings. And it's King Charles here, Kieron. And you recognize his voice. Says, can you just serve Shaz with whatever food he wants?
Yeah.
In this country here.
Yeah,
I bet
absolutely. We'll stay
you'd
open.
Say, Your Majesty, no problem at all. I'll stay open as long as your friend, colleague, your subject wants. You do it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, it doesn't happen here, but in the East, it happens a bit more depending on obviously who you know.
Yeah, a little bit more
but
involved.
It's to do with positioning.
It's
and
like
power.
the late Queen. There was something going on with Snoop Dogg.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd been accused of something, and
Mm-hmm.
the media sources were trying to say that he shouldn't be allowed back in the country.
I remember that, yeah.
And she defended him and said, he's done nothing on our soil, let him in.
Mm.
And that was the end of that. He came in.
She's the sovereign.
I mean, when you've been defended by the Queen, I mean, wow.
She obviously appreciated rap music amongst many other things.
Yeah. But she has the position and the positioning to be able to go, no. Let's get all the facts before you start jumping to conclusions.
A very smart lady in many ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, let's get back to positioning because we've
This is
gone
all
down.
positioning, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
I think these
is.
stories about people will remember, by the way, and say, "Oh no, I remember Kieron talking about X, Y, Z."
Yeah,
whatever it
yeah.
might
No,
be.
I agree.
Okay. And then with that, obviously, with the power of building story in a video testimonial, the second best thing is written testimonial, where somebody writes, okay, how they met you, what you did for them, the outcome that they had. Again, written in a story format. Okay,
a beginning, a middle, and end.
Background, where you were, how you met, what you did, how it changed your life, where you are right now. Okay, rags to riches, to keep it simple, type of thing.
Yeah.
And then obviously to bring that into life, what I usually say, Kieron, is have a photo of that person or those people, their names at the bottom, the name of their business, so it looks it is real and genuine. So if someone goes into says, oh, Shaz gave a testimony to Kieron Bateman, says Shaz Nawaz, a accountant. Let's go into Google. A accountants exists. Company's house exists. On the website, people. Oh, there's a guy called Shaz Nawaz there. Maybe I'll email him. Just read your testimonial for Kieron Bateman. You did some work for him. Can you tell me a bit more? And would you mind taking a 5-minute phone call conversation so I can ask you more about him before I spend the next £20,000 of my money with Kieron?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's something.
And so genuine and sincere, isn't it, when that happens?
Yeah, and it's something we've done before together. Is when we've reached out to companies and we've said to them, do you have any testimonials? Do you have any customers we can speak to? And there are companies that have gone, oh no, we're not even going to entertain that. And we've gone, okay, thanks for your time. We're not going to entertain working with you because you cannot generate any trust with us because we don't know you.
Yeah.
And then there are other companies that have gone, yeah, sure. Let me just contact the customers and see if they're okay receiving a phone call because, you know, GDPR and all that. But we'll contact them because we already have that relationship with them and we have that information. And then as soon as they say yes, we'll pass the details on to you or pass your details on to them, whichever you prefer, and they'll be in touch.
Yeah.
And we've had that, and we've spoken to some people who have sung the praises of business. And we've also spoken to some people who have been honest about their experience, and it's not been 100% positive.
And those are the ones that I like best.
I agree.
Simply because it shows me they're human beings. Because for example, Kieron's brilliant, never does anything wrong, he's always right, he's always on time, always takes my phone calls, always answers my emails within 30 seconds. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Well, this doesn't sound very human because I've been in business for 21 years. I don't answer every phone call, every email, every this, every that, the way this person is. So either they're superhuman or phenomenal, or something's fishy here.
Yeah, exactly.
But someone says, well, he's really good, but one time this thing happened, he wasn't quite there, couldn't quite do it, but he or she did make up for it, they're really good overall. Okay, but there are one or two small flaws in the way that they work. If you want to get hold of them by phone, for example, you can't, you've got to make an appointment, that type of stuff. Okay, I think, I like that because that shows me they're human.
You're human.
Yeah, just like me.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So don't make
testimonials all super and phenomenal.
Yep.
Because they're not.
It becomes unbelievable.
Yeah. Make it real. Make it genuine. There's got to be something that which says, they're not superhuman.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to work with the superhuman. I want to work with human because they get me. They understand the problems I'm going through. A superhuman doesn't.
No, a superhuman. I can't relate to a superhuman because I'm not superhuman.
There you go.
I make mistakes.
Yeah, that's right.
On the daily.
Yeah, and this is why if one or two people aren't happy, then they want to give you a negative testimonial. Take that too. It's a gift.
Yeah, and I actually think negative testimonials are super important in every business
because they're going to help you to take action quicker than a positive one is.
Yeah,
because you're going to fix the problem.
Yeah. I've got a 1-star review here. What's it say? Says took 2 weeks to answer an email. Okay, we need to implement processes that eliminate that as a problem. Yeah. And I'm going to reply to that email, reply to that review and say, I'm so sorry you had this experience. We're going to put in this process. I'm going to tell you how I'm going to fix it. And then I'm not going to expect you to believe me. I'm going to show you.
And the next time you email us, you won't see the problem. And then that happens and the person who, I've seen these Google reviews, by the way, reviews as well, says 3 months later, the person who responded said they would do A, B, and C. I can now vouch they have done it, and they are now doing what I wanted them to do because this is the right thing to do. Wow, so powerful.
Yeah.
These people listen and take action and fix stuff. So if they get it wrong, they own up and they rectify it.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And that's a key point in positioning.
Positioning again, isn't it?
Well, not, but...
As in, I don't know everything, but I will listen. When you tell me, I'll fix that. So your position now is somebody who relates, empathizes, and who's a fixer and takes action. That's also positioning, isn't it?
And that's the key point, is the action taking. Yeah. You've got to be, in all of this, you've got to be prepared to take action.
Absolutely. And with that, when we talk about written testimonials or video testimonials, is make sure that you share and communicate your own positioning and the collateral that you have on all of your channels and outlets. Sometimes people just share stuff on Facebook. I think, why don't you do it on YouTube and Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and everywhere else?
Oh, because I don't like those other platforms, Shaz.
Yeah, but again, but
I don't understand them.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And you think, where do your potential customers hang out? Don't even know. And sometimes, and quite often, Kieron, what happens is, and I find out this through experience more than anything else, is someone says, I saw you, for example, when we were more active, I saw you on stage, I read your book, I read your article in a particular magazine, and I saw your one or two of your videos on YouTube and something on Instagram, and I saw your testimonial on somebody else's website, and somebody else referenced you. There's 18 things that have happened before they've approached me. Now, some people might do it after one, by the way, but there's a lot who wait for 2, 3, 4, 5, and additional steps to happen, okay, for them to say, you know what, I've got to come to you now. And I was compelled to come to you because I had all of these things pointing towards you. In the end, I had no choice. These are their words, by the way.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful when that happens. But you've got to be everywhere, you know, to be...
You've got to be prolific.
Yeah.
You've got to be active. And
you've got to be omnipresent.
You've got to be... And you've got to be doing what you said you're going to do.
Yeah.
And
in physical form, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there when you're not there in physical form.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important. And
testimonials are so important.
As you've highlighted,
positioning.
If you don't like a particular channel, who cares? It's not about liking. Just do it. If that's where your potential customers are, clients are, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
And the next point, and this is probably the last point today, is about consistency. Consistency about your message.
Yeah.
Consistency about your brand, consistency about your story, and I don't usually reference politicians, as you know, but I'll do it as a one-off, and a very well-known politician of our era who's also Prime Minister for the best part of 10 years, back in the 90s.
John Major.
You got it right, Kieron, yeah. Something lasted 10 years, but yeah. Maybe straight after John Major said, when he was talking about campaigning.
George Brown?
I think it's Gordon Brown, yeah. And
no, I'm joking.
He said all the electorate starts listening or hearing, understanding, whichever word you wish to use, your message well after you're bored of telling it.
Yep.
The point he's making was just keep telling it, because it takes people much longer to understand your message than you think it does. Because of repetition, and that it comes with consistency. And Tony was absolutely right when he said that. By the way, it's about repetition. Just keep hammering in different ways. By the way,
I mean, to take this to an extreme example, if you like, if anyone ever is up late at night and they end up watching, shopping channels, ITV have one after midnight. It's a 7-minute sell. It's a 10-minute sell. If you watch that show for 10 minutes, chances are you've seen almost everything there is to see on that show.
Yeah.
And then you watch it for the next 10 minutes, you see them repeat themselves. And then the next 10 minutes, you see them repeat themselves.
Yes.
That's not a coincidence, and it's not an accident.
Uh-huh.
It's repetition, consistency.
100%. 100%.
And that's... But they are positioning themselves through that repetition and consistency that they know what they're doing.
Building the connection,
yep,
and the story, and the believability, credibility, so on and so forth, all the stuff that you talk about much better than I do in terms of positioning. But it's so powerful, isn't it? I think positioning is the second most powerful thing after leverage.
Yep.
Based on my experience.
And that you can use
them both. Hand in glove, don't they?
They go hand in glove.
But it's so important.
And I mean, we have only scratched the surface. I mean, we barely covered anything we wanted to cover today because we went down so many different rabbit
holes. There's so much to talk about.
And so much to talk
next
about.
Next week we talk about positioning again, and probably the week after. But it's so important. Take care for now. See you same place, same time next week.